Well, that result just had a feeling of inevitability about it, but I hope every single one of them players has taken notes for the bigger one in 2 weeks. We've lost at Anfield, but it's nothing new. And the Liverpool match folks coming up, Newcastle fans, so do us a favour and make sure you stick around. Welcome back to Black White Banter, ladies and gentlemen, and it is another match day, and as you can see just behind me there, I know it's a little bit further out, I am outside Anfield, and to be honest, it's a midweek match day and it's still light and I've just arrived. That's new, but I'll take that all day. That means that awful weather is almost done, and look, where do we start with this one? Well, I'll get into the stats as I always do in a little bit, but am I hopeful? No, of course I'm not, because no Newcastle fan ever coming down to Anfield has much reason to be hopeful. Are we also thinking about the cup final in just, what, as I record this, 2.5 weeks? Jesus Christ, that scares me to even say out loud. Well, of course I am. Of course that's what I'm thinking about. But we still have a league to go at. And I don't want to go as far and be as too respectful as a Newcastle fan to say this is a free hit. But I was talking to someone on the bus on the way down about our record against Arsenal in the league, Man City and the likes of Liverpool away from home just isn't good enough. And whilst Eddie Howe has done really well against some of the top teams since he's come into this club, you know, we've had more wins against Man United. Me put them in the top club category, I've just made myself giggle there, but you know what I mean. The bigger matches, we have had some great days, but it's still not good enough that we always seem to go to these places and never come away with as much as a draw. Last season, if anyone can remember, New Year's Day was an absolute shit show, pardon the French. Yes, we scored a couple of goals, but they recorded the highest ever XG on record since Opta have started doing them stats. It was an absolute onslaught, and it could have been 5, it could have been 6, it could have been 7, and whilst we did score a few, we were just never ever going to get anything that night, and I really don't want tonight to go the same. They are top of the league for a reason. Of course, they've got certain players that are helping them to be top of the league. No one's going to deny that. A certain Egyptian on the right wing, for starters. And we've got to be literally... Eddie Howe said in his press conference that we would have to be near perfect to get a result tonight. Well, I'm going to go one further. I'm going to say we have to be perfect. That being said, though, this Liverpool team have conceded goals recently, have dropped points recently. Not so much at Anfield, but away from home. Obviously, I watched the Aston Villa game last week when they drew 2-2, and that was anyone's. So this is a team, I think it's maybe fair to say, and this any Liverpool fan may be watching this, if there is any of you, might disagree with me. I think their first team is absolutely quality. Some of their substitutes and some of their bench, when they lose some of that core first team, like most sides, maybe wouldn't get them through to winning the title, I don't personally believe, because they haven't built too much since Slot came in, at all, hardly. At all, full stop, possibly. But they top the league for a reason. They've been consistent, they've won consistently. Yes, they haven't had the likes of Man City to chase the tails this year because they've dropped off a cliff. But it's a massive task, and it's a place we haven't won at since 1994. I was 2 years old. I was in the womb. And of course, this match just seems to bring up goals. There's been 12 in the last 2 matches, 3 all at St James's. We ran them all away. The goals we conceded were sloppy, and in my opinion, I thought we should have won that day at St James's Park under the lights. We really, really should have. So that gives me confidence. We need big performances from so many people on the pitch today. But I think what's really important is that we defend in numbers. And I will go back to the Arsenal Cup semi-final for both legs, because we defended as a team, we attacked as a team, we were disciplined, we were organised, and we never switched our brains off from the first whistle to the last. That's the kind of performance we need tonight. And other players looking at the cup final, well, I would like to hope these players are making notes. So Lewis Hall, you've got a big job tonight against Mo Salah. When you go in at half-time, if you've already realised how he plays, jot some things down on a bit of paper, because you're about to play your biggest game of your lifetime in 2 weeks at Wembley Stadium. So please make some notes. I'm encouraging every single one of them players to make as many mental notes as possible, because that's what we need to get over the line. And I've got no doubts Mad Dog and Eddie Howe on the sideline will be doing that. They don't have any company tonight because Arne Slot's been banned from the FA, so they don't have their manager composing things on the sideline. Look, I'm going to get myself to the pub, which is just here, which is class. It's amazing. The pub that we go to, the Arcas, we actually share it with the Liverpool fans, which is really nice. I'm not going to deny that. They let us in. It's almost a half split, but it is literally a stone throw to the stadium. Less said about Anfield's atmosphere, the better. biggest myth in football that Anfield is a good atmosphere apart from the first 30 seconds when they sing You'll Never Walk Alone. If anyone wants to get in the comments watching this from a Liverpool persuasion, if you've won the match by the time this is recorded, feel free to contest it. I've been here enough times to argue till I'm blue in the face. Anyway, let's get into some definitely not positive black and white banter. Stats. Right, let's just get the awful elephant out of the room. I mentioned 1994 being the only time we've won here. That was the first official Premier League game between these two clubs. Since then, we haven't had a Scooby-Doo in this stadium. Liverpool are unbeaten in their 28 home matches against Newcastle, winning 23 of those and drawn 5. I mean, how depressing is that? 28 matches since the Premier League was pretty much formed and no wins. But these records are there to be broken, aren't they, Newcastle fans?
I have crippling depression.
Just one more negative one, just to cap off what is a problem for Newcastle in my lifetime that I've never understood under the likes of Bobby Robson and you know, Benitez and now Eddie Howe. We've won just one of the last 27 matches against the team that was top of the table that day, against Chelsea under Alan Pardew in 2014. That's a mad statistic. And honestly, these are all there to be broken, and that's exactly why I'm doing it. Hopefully I can take the mick out of that at the end of this video, but probably not. But hey, you never know. Come on, optimism. I need a couple of pints, that's all to get the optimism going. Didn't drink on the bus, you see. These work nights, I can't be done with a massive hangover on a Thursday morning. So yeah, that's the negative stuff out there. Let's finish on a positive. Forget about Mohamed Salah. Who's he? Who is he? Let's talk about Mr. Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak has scored 10 away goals this season. He is only the third Newcastle player to do so. The other one was Andy Cole. He's the highest with 12, but the last one was all the way back in 2001-2002 season, a certain Mr. Alan Shearer. Good company, and he's also banged in a couple already in his Newcastle career at this very stadium, including one on his debut. Let me know in the comments if you can remember that one. Lovely finish it was. And he had a one offside that probably shouldn't have been.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
And can I just say, does anyone with this fixture just always, even though I was only 4 years old, think back to that commentary, that match when of course Newcastle lost, but that is still regarded as the greatest ever Premier League game of all time.
Barnes, rush, Barnes. Still John Barnes, Collymore closing in! Liverpool lead in stoppage time! Kevin Keegan hangs his head, he's devastated.
Liverpool lead in stoppage time. Anyway, less of that. Let's get in the pub and just have a few. It's a sensible one tonight, and hopefully I might not need any more when the match is finished. Prediction time. Go on then, Emma, with your chip. Shout out to the chips. Go on then, hit me with your score.
2-1 loss.
Oh, that's a positive start. Those chips obviously aren't that great, right? Who's going to score for us then?
Callum Wilson.
Again, Callum Wilson. You.
He's fit as well.
All right, I'm moving swiftly on. Talking about how fit Callum Wilson is, I said moving swiftly on. Right, go on then. Hit me.
With what?
Score prediction.
Sorry, I'm out of practice today because I'm sober. With a pint in my hand. 3-0, unfortunately.
Oh, this is the black and white negative banter, I think. 3-0, all right, go on. So I can't ask you a scorer. So, cup final, are we taking notes tonight, or?
Look, anything can happen in a cup final. So
Yeah.
I feel like we need to not have a meltdown if we get beat tonight.
That's fair.
Which is very likely to happen. Meltdown and getting beat. But if you had to pick, you would rather get beat tonight if it guaranteed you that win. I'm sorry, but you would.
Yeah, but we can't really look at these two in isolation. That one, you choose one or the other, can you?
I get that, but that's what I'm doing.
All right, okay. That's what we do. I'm going to move around swiftly on more positivity, no doubt. But please go on and give me something positive. Jess, come on.
I'm going to say 2-2.
Right.
I'm going to say Salah's going to score first, but then Isaac's going to come back within 3 minutes.
Right.
Oh, that was quite big, wasn't it?
Very precise, this one.
We're going to come back, and then I think we're going to finish 2-2, and we're going to scare them for the final.
Scare them. I tell you what.
Do you like it?
Just you saying that, there's a lot of Scousers in here. I think they all look scared.
Scared!
I like to finish on a bit of positivity on this little round robin. Go on, I'll take that. Right, the score predictions haven't stopped. I hope these ones are a bit more positive. Go on then, sir.
I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle.
Oh, a first win, I like it, go
I'm
on.
going to go Isak header. I don't know the lineup, so I'm going to go Gakpo outside of the box, goal, and then Tonali last minute winner.
Well, you got everything going on, you got the full shebang, right?
So,
This in the cup final, people are comparing them. Do we look at them both in go on then, Paul, gives you score prediction.
4-3, repeat of 95, 96.
Repeat in 95, 96.
Newcastle, of course.
Just to confirm that, it's the Newcastle.
Yeah, I was there originally for the 2-4-3 games, 2 seasons in a row. I was there.
That's how old he is.
Don't look that old, but
I'll leave that one down in the comments for someone.
Go.
Go on then, sir, hit me.
Right. William Asula brace. They're going to score fuck all.
William Asula brace, he won't be playing.
Oh, fuck.
Come on, William Asula.
Tonali, one, and they're going to score fuck all because they're shite.
Oh, there you go. Scousers, if you're watching this, he's got a message. He's got a message, haven't you?
And there's no one in this bar from Liverpool, so...
He's not wrong. Only time they sing. Only time they sing. Only time. Right then, just off the bus, just waiting for a taxi to come. Lovely little 2 in the morning. I tell you what, I've just said to a young lad that told me I wasn't too old, and I'm still quite young when I said I'm getting too old for these away days, these midweek ones. Well, performances like that, I feel like I am getting a bit too old. Look, as I said at the start of this video, no Newcastle fan going down to Anfield today was genuinely expectant, probably is the better word, maybe, yeah, hopeful, because it's the hope that kills you as a football fan. And I felt a little bit confused by the mix of halves. It's Eddie Howe's 2 half mags a little bit. We started the game tonight very standoff, very slow, very passive, not really laying a glove on. Liverpool didn't create too many chances, I must admit, but they did take the lead early, and I think that was key. Szoboszlai, too easy in my opinion, that goal. It just summed up the way we'd started the match. Fabian Schär backs off. There's nobody near him, and he plays it across the box. That might be one of the easiest goals Liverpool in the Premier League score this season. It was frustrating, right in front of us, in front of the away fans, and we needed a response, and I just felt like there was a game plan. I think that, bearing in mind that every player was fresh, I think there was a game plan there from Eddie Howe in that first half to just go steady, to ride the waves a little bit of how they might start fast and then see where that takes us to the second half. Maybe hit them on the counter where we can. And I thought we had a couple of good moments. Look, the teams shocked everybody. That Alexander Isak injury, any journalist that tells you they are in the know, where are you now? Where are you now, you YouTubers, you journalists, you Chronicle writers, you Daily Mail writers, Craig No Hope. Nobody knew that he was injured. Nobody knew that he wasn't going to be in the squad. And we were shocked in the pub to see the teams. And look, Callum Wilson, I thought he was bright. We'll talk about individual performances. But would Alexander Isak have taken that chance in the first half? You'd probably bank on it, wouldn't you? You would probably bank on it. But Alexander Isak wasn't the man running through with that chance, and he misses. And we did have a couple of bright moments. Jacob Murphy, better deliveries from the right. Tino Livramento, better deliveries from the right. More bodies maybe going into the box, but that summed up our half. Bodies were not piling into the box. And I just thought we were sloppy with the ball. So half-time, look, it's 1-0. Anything can happen in that second half. And we came out like a dog on heat compared to the first half anyway. We were really aggressive, really in the faces, pressing them hard. Anthony Gordon looked like he'd had 2 Duracell batteries rammed up his arse. And it was causing them problems. They were rushing their past. They were being forced to make a decision. And we looked a little bit better. And I think a key moment in that match, whilst Liverpool was still a better team, and you could argue we didn't lay a glove on them, but they didn't get out of that higher gear. So it's a funny one. Did we not lay a glove on them, or did they not need a glove laid on them because the first half was quite comfortable? I don't know, but when we were on top and we were having a really good spell and we were all a bit more optimistic in the away stands, that's when they score their second goal. And that was key. In my opinion, at that moment, the game is dead. The game is dead and buried when that second goal goes in. And we were just deflated after that. Eddie Howe made a host of changes. Like Miley, I was happy to see him coming on the field, and I thought, again, he looked comfortable, he looked confident, he wanted the ball. Barnes, I think he's getting sold in the summer. I know he's making his way back from match fitness. I've never ever thought that Harvey Barnes suits this system and this team. He never wants the ball early. He wants to play on the counter-attack, and we generally don't. He does know where the goal is, but he never got a chance to show that. Trippier, he looked quite bright. But again, though, I just thought the game was done. Liverpool could have gone up another gear if they wanted to, with the home crowd on their side. And they didn't really have to. And there was a moment Anthony Gordon cut it back. It's little moments of quality and fine margins, which is why Liverpool are top of the league and we're in and around 5th and 6th. And look, as I go back, I'm not making excuses, but we were not helped by Sven Botman not being in the team tonight. We were not helped by Alexander Isak, one of the most informed strikers in the whole of Europe, not being in the team tonight. And we leave with no points. And as I said at the start of this, and I stand by it, I hope that the biggest thing to take away from that match tonight, where none of us really expected too much, was that every single player went straight in that dressing room and wrote down as much as they could remember from that match, of flashes, of memories, of flashbacks for that cup final. Lewis Hall, you did pretty well tonight against Mohamed Salah. Let's talk about individual players now. You did pretty well, so go away and mark down everything you did well, everything you didn't do so well. How did Mohamed Salah approach playing against you? Where did he twist and turn? Midfield, Tonali. I didn't think Tonali had his best game tonight. I really don't. I know he was coming back from a bit of fitness problems. That's why he didn't start against Forest. I do not think we saw the Sandro that we probably need to see dominating that central midfield. If we're gonna push on and really make progress this season. I thought he was sloppy for the second goal when he gives the ball away. I think he has to own up to that one, but just generally not as commanding. I want him to mark things down. He's still learning the Premier League. Well, there's a cup final coming. You've played in cup finals, Mr. Tonali. Mark down what was their midfield like. What was McAllister like to play against? It's so important that we do that because it's only 2 weeks away, and I stand by this game tonight, even though we got beat, is an advantage before a cup final. Because if we'd have last played Liverpool back in December, you're just watching highlights of them on the TV. You're not remembering who did what and how they did that. Things are fresh in the memory, and use this game as ammunition like we did when we got beat by Man United and we went and tonked them at home 2 years ago, and Eddie Howe said, let's play fast, let's give them a game if that's what they want. Let's do that all over again. Let's use what we did last time to our advantage. Briefly, individual performances. I've already mentioned Lewis Hall. I think he kept Mohamed Salah relatively quiet. He won a couple of duels with him. Mohamed Salah didn't affect the game like he's been doing for those 50 goal contributions. By no way did he. And I think Liverpool fans will admit that. So I thought he was quite positive. I thought Callum Wilson returning from injury, yes, he missed a chance, but he got through it okay. We are led to believe. And I thought Anthony Gordon in the second half looked quite bright as well. Not so positive performances, I'm going to be totally honest with you, and one that's really concerning me as we go into a big month for Cups is Bruno. I'm concerned that Bruno, when he doesn't have the legs of Joe Linton and the power of Joe Linton, I thought tonight, I'll be totally honest with you, it looked like he was pulling a caravan round. He was towing a caravan. He was really slow, really lethargic, especially in the first half, backing off for so much of the match when they had the ball just on the edge of our box, and it was frustrating to watch. And I don't think Bruno's been playing well now for quite a while. I said against Forest he wasn't the best. Man City, everybody was awful. And then you go back into that Bournemouth defeat, the Fulham defeat. So that's a concern because he's our captain. Is he keeping his legs for that cup final? Well, I don't think that can be the case because he hasn't been doing great for a while now. And we need players like that to be hitting form in such an important month. And Fabian Schär again. I'm not picking people out and really battering people. I've already said Sandro Tonali didn't play well tonight, but we know he's capable of a little bit more. But Fabian Schär now, I'm just, I was watching him in the first half, literally stood behind him in that away end, and I just think he's not quite at the races at the moment. And if Sven Botman can get fit in March, that could be massive. Absolutely massive. Even if we play a back five in the cup final, Sven Botman being in the team, as he proved in the semi-finals against Arsenal, could be massive. Look, we have to dust ourselves off. March is a very funny month. There's no Premier League apart from one game. But it's on to Brighton we go, and I don't want any Newcastle fan to tell me that Brighton is not massive, because once we get past them, if we are one game away from another trip to Wembley in an FA Cup semi-final, we all want a trophy in the cabinet, and let's not put too many eggs, Newcastle players, please, in the basket that we will go all out for the Carabao Cup final, because there are other matches in the month of March that are just as important. Hopefully 2 FA Cup ones. We didn't expect anything tonight. We didn't get anything. We needed more in that first half. We never got it, and football is a game of fine margins. The dress rehearsal did not go how we planned, but look, we've hopefully learned some stuff tonight, and on to the much bigger game against Liverpool we go in just over 2 weeks. Let that one sink in. Sorry if I jinxed us at all with Alexander Isak stats tonight, but as I said at the start, make the notes, dust ourselves off. Losing at Anfield's nothing we are not used to, and on to Brighton we go on Sunday. I'm going to get myself to bed, Newcastle fans. If you've stuck around this long to watch this match vlog, whack that like, whack that follow, whack that subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. And as always, keep the faith. Who are you there?